I'm using this Ari Healing Balm as my moisturizer. I got these for my skin from my dermatologist here in Jamaica. I normally do the soap method with my eyebrows to set my eyebrows before I fill them in. Let me know down below if you guys want a tutorial on how I do the soap method on my brows. Is it just me or eyebrows are really time consuming and hard? Like, I feel like my eyebrows take up most of the time when I'm doing my makeup. I normally use brown pencil throughout my eyebrows, but my brown pencil is at the end, so I decided to mix black and brown so it doesn't look that harsh when I use just black. I'm using this Sacha Buttercup palette to conceal my eyebrows. Now this palette is actually a foundation palette, but I find the consistency to be really thick and it's concealer consistency to me, and whenever I try to use it as a foundation it really doesn't work out, so I just started using this palette as a concealer and it's been working perfect and fine for me. I think the consistency is way too thick to be used as an all over base on your face, so that rhymed. So I started using it as a concealer. Now I've tried this foundation palette on myself, on my clients, and I really don't like the finish it gives as a foundation. Now let's set this baby and start with my eyeshadow. I'm using this orangey shade from my Be Bella palette. I will leave it in the description below. And I'm using this Real Techniques brush. I think it's the crease brush, I'm not sure because you know the words rub off over time. But this is one of those looks I feel like I can wear anytime, day or night. I can really match it with whatever outfit I have or whatever outfit I choose. It's very neutral, it's not too bright, it's not too non-existent. For me it's just the perfect shade, and I tend to do this color a lot, so you can tell that I really love it. Blending a yellow from the same palette on top of that orange shade just to change the color a little, and I'm using a bigger blending brush also from Real Techniques. For my lid color, I'm using this pink shimmery shade from my Beige Cosmetics Blushed and Neutrals palette. I will leave that in the description down below. I like to use my fingers to apply my lid color. No reason in particular, I've just always done it that way, so I continue to do it that way. Sometimes I use a brush, but I've gotten so used to using my fingers, I forget about the brush. I always ensure that I'm properly moisturized before every makeup application because I have really dry skin, and I feel like if I don't moisturize then my makeup comes out really ashy. This is kind of a first impression segment right now because it's the first time I'm using these foundations, and it's called the It's You Liquid Perfecting Foundation. I like it name. It's the It's You Skin Perfecting Liquid Foundation and I got it here in Jamaica for $1,000. Now out of these two shades, one was a little bit too dark and one was a little bit too light, so I went ahead and mixed them both. In all cases, I prefer my foundation to be darker than lighter, because I feel like you can always highlight a foundation that is a little bit darker than your skin tone and it looks really good. But when you try to over bronze your face after your foundation is too light, I find it to be very obvious. So I always try and get my foundation to be darker if it's not a perfect match, rather than being lighter. It's my favorite time. So for my concealer, I love mixing my concealer when I'm doing a full face look. It really gives you that nice highlighted under eyes. So what I did was I mixed the same Sacha Buttercup foundation palette with my Maybelline Master Pearl Concealer. I will put that in the description box below because I really don't remember the shade. And my LA Girl Concealer in the shade Natural, I think. I also list that below. The Sacha Buttercup is really thick, so it gives me that really nice consistency when I'm blending. The Maybelline HD Concealer, I really hope that's what it's called. That's the one I use for the highlighted effects because it's the lightest shade. And for my LA girl, I use that one just to help with the overall blending and to mix the two together, because that is just a really nice everyday concealer and it really blends well. I always blend my forehead and my chin first because I like to allow my under eye concealer to sit a little before I blend that out. And the reason why I go in with a brush after I use my sponge is because sometimes I feel like when you blend the edges of your concealer with your sponge, it transfers down, so you don't get that lifted look. And when I use a brush, I think it allows me to blend my edges more precise. And I always go back in with my bigger sponge just to blend everything together seamlessly, and this sponge is from Wing Technique. When I'm blending my contour, I just try and blend everything upward so I can get that liquid base effect. And for my contour, I use the same It's You foundation in the darkest shade I had. And this right here is one of my favorite setting powders. I love using it so much. I think it really sits well in my skin. I love using it to set my under eye concealer, and I also use it to set my entire face. I set my entire face with my sponge first. I don't pick up a lot of powder on the sponge, and I always blow off the excess. I also use the sponge to blend in the setting powder under my eyes, and then I go over that with a bigger flathead brush just to get everything smooth and nice. Second favorite part is bronzer, when the look is finally coming together. And you know we gotta get the chiseled cheeks. Time to finish the eyes. I always finish the eyes last because I love to see how the look turned out before I decide what to do with my eyes. Because sometimes I'm in the mood for a tight line, sometimes I'm in the mood for a cat eye, sometimes I'm in the mood for a waterline, no waterline. Sometimes I want to do a wing, sometimes I don't, sometimes I want mascara, sometimes I want lashes. So I always leave that part for last.
Lashes to make it look like some bougie ass boss ass bitch. Like what?
I have to draw my signature smiley face. A lot of people think this is a tattoo, but it's not.
Yeah, me I say now. You know the boss this man, I tell you say life are the greatest. Yeah, not care much time them fight, them can't win, them always fail. Cut and clear all demon and devil. Give thanks for the most high for the up. Rising in the morning, beside me empress. Give thanks for life and the blessing. We give you on the earth. Protect us from danger, these plagues and pestilence of these times.
It's price retarded. falling now.
And here we are at the end of the video. If you have any questions about any of the products I use, don't be shy, ask away. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.